How you doing? How you doing? Okay, I gotta ask. Maybe I go to work. I'm out of the internet for all 8 hours, and there are people that understand why. I go home. I have my phone on, but I can't drive. Then I go home. I take a nap. I'm dead tired. So, and a lot of times I don't like to take a nap because I then it screws up my sleep cycle for the rest of for that night. But hopefully it won't screw up. And I needed to. I was dead tired. I'm honest with you, right? I always am. So I pop in here, and then Brian Gribno says, "No Jimmy G now. Who is going to be the quarterback?" Then Matt says Raiders are having second thoughts on Jimmy G. What are you talking about? I mean, I'm sure it's real, but this is literally, this is the first I'm hearing about it. And I said on the show yesterday when I was on Wild Wild West, I said, "Hey, let's still go out and get Jacoby Brissett." And then I was told that he signed with the Commanders, and I'm like, shoot. Oh, okay. So they postponed his press conference. So he's having a little bit of a Aaron Rodgers moment. Because I don't think that Jimmy G is going to say, maybe not. It could. I don't think he will. But as I stated yesterday, and if you did not see the Wild Wild West show, and some of you did, I think we had like about 100. We had over 100 views, and it's a good show. It is. And that's just on my channel. We had 100 views. I know that the MHRT network has it on there, and so they get a chance to see it. And then there are other people that see it. So we get to see, and it's on Twitter, and it was a good show. I mean, I'm saying it from the standpoint of I enjoy it, and other people like it. If you watch Wild Wild West, hit it if you can. Hit it in the comments section if you like it. I'm not asking you to give me fellatio. I'm not. I'm just saying if you like it, I would like an opinion, honest opinion in the comments section, right? And if you don't, same thing goes, man. You guys suck. So speaking of such, let's get to the comments because, like I said, this is the first I'm hearing about it. Bambino, thanks again. Bambino just came on board as a subscriber the other day. Thank you for that, brother. Where are you from anyway, Bambino? Raiders postponed his press conference. Okay. What I'm hearing is he failed his physical. That I can believe too. Seriously, that I can believe. And honestly, that's believable. Because as I stated before, Jimmy G was the least objectionable of all the quarterbacks I did not want. If you didn't hear it yesterday, now you're hearing it from me right now. Definitely did not want Tom Brady. Did not want Aaron Rodgers. Those guys are old, and you don't get any usage out of them after a year. Seriously. And with Jimmy G, I said, he's a good quarterback if he's available, if he's physically there. But I also said, I want to see the contract details because I don't want to spend a lot of money on a guy that's not playing. I said that. Go back and look at the tape. Iowa, cool. Bambino, thank you. Thank you for being. How did you hear about the show? I'd like to hear that as well. I want to get more people. Get more people over here, brother. Get more people over here. In fact, Jimmy Farrell says, "Are you watching the basketball tournament?" Just turned it on. Did you guys see the Duke game? Because literally, that's where I'm going to be on Saturday. Literally, on Saturday. I bought tickets for the Saturday session of the NCAA tournament. Saturday in Orlando. I don't know when they're playing, though. That's the only thing. So it's cool. I got my, if it's later in the afternoon, and that must be, I don't know, that's not Tennessee. Is that? Oh yeah, Louisiana, Tennessee. That's in Orlando too. Because I'm looking at the Orlando events. That's 9:40 tip-off, 9:40 Eastern. But they don't know when the times are for Saturday yet. So I'll say, is my hair screwed? I'm sorry. It's called nap hair, I guess. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna go Orlando. And watch some basketball. And Bambino, that's a good thing. Jermaine Illuminor is signing back with the Raiders. Give me the source, please. I'm an intel guy. I always like, if I hear something, I said, great information, what is the source? Because as an analyst, there are people that put out information and they are full of crap. And you know who they are. Literally, you know who they are by name and number. You know who they are by name and number. That's why I said, what is the source? Because there are good people there, like this guy who works for this organization, and this is his number. He puts out a lot of crap information. And you're like, oh, okay. And you throw it. You toss it. It's paper. It's crap. Or it's stuff you can wipe your butt with because it's crap. That's why I said, what's the source? And I'm not, because here's the other thing. Hey, thanks, Richie. This is my twinsy outfit. Both myself and Hollywood have the same baseball jersey. I saw it in the store in Vegas, and I bought it for me. And I said, and it's his birthday. I said, this would be a nice birthday present, so I got him one too. So we have our twinsy. If you go back to the Super Bowl show, we were wearing it together. Bambino, and thank you, sir. Thank you. See, this is why the people that are in here are solid. I asked for something, and you provided. The main show, 39 and Colton. Colton, I will be the best tackle duo, not only AFC West, but the NFL this upcoming season. I'll show y'all. So he said it. That's good. And Jimmy Farrell, I said this on the Wild Wild West show yesterday. I said the second most important signings that we're going to have is who the backup quarterback is going to be. That's the second most. But I like Jermaine a little bit. I'm glad he's back because there was rumblings that he wouldn't be back. There are rumblings that Perryman is gone. I don't know if that has happened yet. Like I said, I don't get a chance to look at my computer. Seriously. You guys say it to, you're full of crap. No, I'm not. I'm telling you the truth. But the Raiders need a backup quarterback. And John, I like your thing about Tanner McKee, but it's not going to be the draftee. No. The draftee, no. It's the backup quarterback that has experience, and McKee or Hooker or Toon, whatever his name is, he is going to hopefully be a sponge and soak up everything. Right? And he will be number 3 on the depth chart until he can surpass number 2. But I agree. I like Tanner McKee. I like Hooker. A little less because he's a Heupel product. Heupel is, I don't say Heupel's offense is garbage, but it's literally not professional. Literally not professional. It's college. We'll see. What's your take on James Carter? Is that the kid from Georgia that was in trouble with the law? I heard he didn't have a really good pro day. I heard he didn't have a good pro day. It doesn't matter though. I want to see I want to see. You guys have seen the game film. Pro days are the Underwear Olympics part 2. And I'm doing the French for Richie Richet. we are multilingual, bilingual here. Un, deux, trois. See, I can say it in French, at least count to 3. I don't know what 4 is. I can do it in German. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I can count to 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's 10 in German. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes. There's Spanish. And Tagalog is Isa de la. I used to know. Tagalog, I used to know. Sapo tatlo, isa dalawa tatlo. But I know Tagalog as well. It's not just Spanish, but I know Tagalog, so I can say it in a couple different languages. Yay! Hooray for me! When you're tired, these are small victories. These are small victories. Okay. And thank you for the information. Berendo's new too. Berendo looks like Epstein on Walking Back Home. We went over this because Berendo he's from LA, or he was educated in LA, and Gabe Kaplan was his teacher. See, this is why I like talking to my audience here, right? So he's from LA, and Gabe Kaplan, who was Mr. Cotter himself, was his teacher at his high school, and he went to the same high school that I think Bo Derek went to. So that's cool. Welcome, Brendo, as well. We got Bambino and Brendo. We're doing good. Spread the word out, man. I'm 24 people short of 2,000 subscribers. and I really will get some new a prize wheel going. I'm going to say this is my prize for 2,500 subscribers. I think I'm probably going to give away a autographed picture of a Raider, big nice autographed picture for a Raider. Bob, is that Raider Bob? Oh, that's other Raider Bob. I know a Bob that's over here, Raider Bob. By the way, that's if you look at Bob's picture, see this picture of Bob? That's what I'm wearing tomorrow for St. Patrick's Day. Except I'm wearing a 70s Kelly Green Reggie Jackson jersey. Because I don't wear green a lot. But if I'm going to wear green, I'm going to wear something quality. So it's a 1970s era Reggie Jackson number 9 Kelly Green. That's what I'm wearing. I take Harder at 7. If he doesn't have issues of being an a-hole. Got a $1,000 fine, 80 hours community service, and has to take a driver's ed course. Okay, no, he screwed up. And Matt says as well, tape don't lie, grab the mofo. He didn't say grab the mofo, I just added that. Jimmy Farrell doesn't want it. Okay, well, that's you. Linebacker Andrew Van Ginkel is visiting the Raiders. Thank you, Bambino. Who is that? Is that an Iowa guy? Is that an Iowa guy? Oh, Narbonne. Okay, yeah, Narbonne. Thanks, Bernard. I have decent short-term memory. I got good long-term memory too. I know stuff from way back. Me and Ed Winter. And somebody's calling the Google voice line. I didn't put the phone number up yet. Don't call. I will put the link up in a minute. See, I'm going to ignore it. And I tell you, hit the link because people can't hear the Google voice. I know I did it before and there's an issue. I can't. Hit the link. Joan Carr's weight not showing up and playing shape for his. Yeah, I know, Matt. Warev, hey, how you doing, brother? Good to hear. Just the type of player the Raiders would draft lazy. Yeah, good to see you, Gua. Gua is like Jimmy Farrell is like an eternal optimist compared to Guarev. And Jimmy Farrell is Raider Eeyore. Oh yes, I don't want Carter because he turned up lazy. I'm James Farrell and I'm Raider Eeyore. Dude, you gotta find a. I'm sure that there's I think they're called furries, right? People that dress up in like animal outfits, right? And they have like weird. It's like a cult thing where they even have sex among the furries. It's true. I'm not saying bullshit. Get yourself an Eeyore outfit, James, and put Raider stuff on there. Who you? I'm Raider Eeyore. Who gave you that name, Captain Jack? And then you can tell him why. Guarev, I think I gave Guarev a name too. Guarev, I can't remember what I called you. Jack Kenneth, thank you. If you could sub that, yeah. I'd like this. Yeah, I said I'd like to another 2K is my next, and then it's going to be more and more and more. Hopefully, we'll get some more people. And here it is. He was with the Dolphins last year. Oh, the linebacker. Okay, thank you. Oh, so he's been in the league. Thanks, Bambino. China, please come in. China's got guns. You see that? Look at the guns on her. Woohoo! Guns and titties. I'm sure I know now she's blushing. We were talking about breastages before, and China was blushing, and she's a black girl. It's when you can see a black girl blush, you know you got her to blush. And I know she's blushing more. Cramping up. Okay, well. Yeah. Ed listens to it. How many trade offers do you expect the Raiders get for the 7th? They're going to get some offers. Thanks, Jack. Yeah, please like, please sub, please share. Please share. You heard Robert. Yeah, Sonia. That was on our last show. Actually, I think it was last Sunday we talked about Robert Blake. Would like to ask about the Steelers pickup we got in Pittsburgh, Jared Spillane, if he is good or not? Yeah, if Jared pops in tonight, yeah, maybe we can ask him. I like this. Good one, John. Waller's new rap song is called Turf Toe. Yo, I'm Darren Waller. I'm here to say I got turf toe, baby, and it can't go away. Hey. Yeah, that's my freestyle. It sucks. Is that? Oh, yeah. She's blushing. Yeah, I love China. She's awesome. Anyway, so whoever was calling, please don't hit the Google. I did it for Jared a bit ago, and I hopefully Jared will fix his phone so we can actually hit the link. Right? That's what. Talk to Steelers fan about Spillane. He says he's a good player. Okay, no, Jimmy Farrell's in Pittsburgh, so he's doing the groundwork forward for me. Okay, and yes, China's blushing. Oh, isn't she cute? Cool Kev on the Meadowlands water. Okay, let me get the link up so we'll get some people in here. Oh, Jason Hunter said, okay, so Jason Hunter took a look at him as well. Is that Spillane? Is that Spillane? Oh, can't cover the pass. So he's a run stopper. He's just not a good pass guy. Yeah, okay. That's been our linebackers for the last 25, 30 years. And welcome to the show, Jason D. And I agree with this. If Stroud's not there, and if Carter isn't there, and if Miles Murphy isn't there, and by the way, don't draft that tackle that they said is going in the first round because he's the second coming of Robert Gallery. Short arms. No. Oh, and Guarib said, okay, let me get that. You know how this would never draft a elite quarter because then they would be forced to win, so it's better to win 7 or 8 games a year so they can keep you. Guarib, you got to remind me what the hell I gave you nickname-wise. Seriously. Because Jimmy Farrell is a breath of fresh air and optimism compared to mine. And again, I like Guarib because he is a fan that is always here. He might not catch on the lives, but he does watch, and I appreciate that. I really do. I appreciate that. And another at 5th or 6th round. Okay. Brendo, they're not drafting quarterback at 7. Levis at 7 now. Malik Cunningham, Louisville. He is sleeper, looks like a cheap version of C.J. Stroud. Okay, I'll take a look at him. Who are you, Mickey Spillane? I know the line. And I said, I like, having Myers, and we also had the other kid who we were trying to remember, first rounder that didn't pan out. First rounder didn't pan out on the Patriots. I can't remember his name. He played for the Texans last year. We picked him up too. But what are we doing with Mac Hollins? Well, depends on if Holland's going to be here. Renfro's tied up in a contract, so he would be a trade bait. Renfro's under contract. Hollins he's a free agent. Raider Tex! What's good, brother? What's good? I like Mac 10. I hope he comes back and they drop DJ Turner. Well, actually, I like DJ Turner better. Witherspoon would be a good pickup. Is Perryman down? I don't know. I was going to take your bet, Bree, quarterback at 7, but don't want your money. Oh, from last night? That wasn't for you, by the way, Ed. That was for all the people on the panel. So at most, I would lose $150. At most, I would lose $150. No, I'm not. That's not for viewers. Gabe's in the house. Okay. Offense, but your defense still is the same as what? No, see, Gabe, no, you're not. No, you're not paying attention. In case you're not paying attention to what is it? Oh my God! Now I'm blowing the line. In case you haven't been paying attention, and it's from Alien. Anyway, paying a D tackle for yeah, I'm okay with it. Yeah, Epps, and we signed. It's Epps and Faison and Teamer. So a corner and 2 safeties. Let me put the link up. In case you haven't been keeping up with current events, we just got our asses kicked. That's the line. That's the line. And here's the link. And may Bill Paxton rest in peace. In case you haven't been keeping up with current events, we just got our asses kicked. There you go. Epps. Yeah, Epps. And Glarab, here's something as well. Who's to say that they didn't try to get one? Because Tremaine Edwards was signed, right? Who's to say that like our offer? You don't know that. Hey, Jimmy Farrell is paying attention. Why don't you put her in charge? I love movie lines. I can do this all day. All right, but we're not going to do this because Jack's phone, I'm sure, is only at 2%. 2%? Wait. I can't hear you yet. I'm going to put Jack on. Jack almost always has like a dead phone. I'm coming in, but I only got like 2%. Game over, man. Game over.
Game over. It's game over.
On,
I'm at 19%.
Oh, you can actually do a segment then.
Well, It's because I watch everyone, I'm always trying to keep up with the Raiders news and, what's going on. And, it's a hot time right now with like free agency. And this free agency is like, bad. It's bad. So why? Because
why is it bad?
Well, it's bad because the players that are out there are really not all that awesome.
Well, here's the thing.
There's not the game changers like we had last year. But I don't want to waste my phone time because now I'm at 18%. So
okay. Get your come out with your big barrage and then you can lose. Go ahead.
So let's talk about the biggest elephant in the room. Okay, Cap.
Hey, I know I've gained weight. Okay.
No, I'm not talking about you. You're my brother. I love you, man. I don't care what weight you are. I'm talking about Jimmy G. So I can understand what the Raiders did. Yes, I am a big Carr fan, Raider Nation. I love Derek Carr. Did we downgrade? Yes, we did. But we cut that contract in half. We cut it in half. So that gives us potential, like to do other things. Crosby re-signed his contract, restructured, got $7.5 million.
Right.
So we got more money. So it's about how we spend our money.
Right.
And in trading Waller, so here's where I see McDaniel's mind thought. We're going to get rid of players that are hurt. Perryman, we're going to let you walk. Yeah. We got Waller for a 3rd round, from the New York Giants. Do I agree with that? No, I don't. Do I want Perryman to go to sign the guy that we got from the Steelers? No, I don't. I don't want them. They're looking for healthy players. But then we are so desperate at quarterback. Who do we sign? The most hurt quarterback in football, in Jimmy G, because we're desperate. We're desperate at the quarterback position. Is Jimmy G good? Yes, he is.
See,
but
I agree. I agree with exactly.
Well, I will say this, Cap. You guys didn't talk. You didn't talk about this last night on the Wild Wild West show.
Okay. What did we miss? Didn't talk.
Our backup quarterback. Why do you think the Broncos signed him at an all-pro quarterback already there at $5 million a year for 2 years? Because he knows our offense. He knows our defense.
Whoa. You are full of crap because I said that. I said that
Oh, you did? Okay, I must have missed it or jumped on afterwards.
They said that the biggest reason why that they signed Stidham is because he knows the playbook almost as good as McDaniels.
He does know it. He knows it better than Jimmy G.
He knows everything.
Then I must have been hopped on late and I didn't miss that because he knows the playbook better than Jimmy G because Jimmy G's been out of that system for 6 years.
Right.
So 6 years now. So we take an injury-prone quarterback, but we're saying like no other position can be injury-prone. I'd rather have Perryman than the linebacker, which I was hoping I was hearing you talk about last night, which I didn't. The guy from the Steelers. He's another run stuffer. Yes. He's a run stuffer, but you can't do anything against a pass. And then the safety.
Then he'll fit right in because that's all we have at linebackers is run stuffers that can't guard against the pass.
And then Epps. He's a young guy. He came out the same year as Abrams. So let's do a comparison between Abrams and him. Same guy. There's no difference between the two players. They're both run stuffers in the box, but they can't cover what worth beans. We traded one player for another player that's exactly the same. So the whole thing about right now is that Raider Nation is like going, man, what are we doing? We're trying to get healthier, get players on the field, but we take the most injury quarterback that's been in the league forever. And I think because we were absolutely desperate to do that.
Okay. Well, and again, I said that the reason why they they signed Stidham is because he knows the playbook. He knows the playbook. So they have. Remember how the Raiders would usually sign guys like the week or two before they played a team that used to be on their team, and they'd suck up all the intelligence from them, and then they'd get rid of them right after the game. They don't need to get rid of Stidham until they suck up all the knowledge from him, right? And then they'll see if he sticks. And he's not a bad quarterback. He's not. And I bet you, and I mean, he's like they had Drew Lock, and he shipped him out to the Seahawks. I think he's better than Drew Lock, honestly, or he could be. He wasn't bad at Auburn, and he knows the system.
Well, I used to tease all my 49er fans because, that team is really a good team. I mean, they're solid from front to back, especially on the defense. And I'd call them crapolo. Like I call McDaniels McShitnuts.
Yeah, I know McShitnuts.
We're not on a roadkill, are we?
We are, but I'm allowed.
I'm sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry.
The one. Okay, if you said something, I didn't hear it.
So it's kind of funny when I see people try to quantitate like numbers and say this is his numbers, and then we post those numbers to Carr. It's absolutely the 100% the opposite from one another. Carr hasn't had that. He's had that. It's don't quantitate numbers. We need to quantitate wins and losses at this point. Because you know what? You can't compare the two guys. Can you imagine Derek Carr on the San Francisco 49ers? And you could have put Jimmy Garoppolo for the years past on the Raiders. Things would be totally different. So honestly, my opinion as a Raiders fan, I'm glad that we're not spending big bucks on this free agency, because the free agency is not as good this year. It's not like last year.
Yeah, there's not a lot of A-list talent out there.
There's not. And you know what? Even the player that we got from New England at the wide receiver position is kind of feeling redundant. You know, he's kind of like a Renfro.
Myers and Dorsett, they know the system, and they're decent. They're decent wide receivers. They are better than what we had on the team last year. Renfro notwithstanding, because Renfro was injured. But would you say that he's better than the kid we got from the Jets that got that one catch in the end zone for the touchdown that everybody thought wasn't a catch? I can't remember his name, right?
Well, let's just compare. Do you feel like he's better than Matt Collins?
Remember, whoa, wait a second. Remember that Jacoby Myers was the guy that got all those yards against us in the Patriots game last year. He was their best player last year. I
agree. I can't disagree with that. Honestly, he's probably which I disagree with, the world. DJ Chark is still out there. I like DJ Chark. I wish we had him last year.
And you're talking about players that are oft injured. There's another one.
No, I know. I'm not saying that. But what I'm trying to say is that McDaniels wants players that are non-injured, but then we have to go to the most injured quarterback that's in the flipping world. That guy never plays a game.
Well, let me ask though. Okay,
he's desperate. He's desperate.
If I'm going to say that's 4 ifs, by the way. If you keep him in there, protected, and not running a lot, the likelihood of him getting injured goes down at least 50%. Okay, if he throws the quick passes that you're supposed to
through quick passes.
The quick passes that you're supposed to in that system, the likelihood of you getting injured goes down at least 50%. At least, right? Okay,
I agree with that. But who did the Niners have at left tackle? And who we talked on your show last night, and my Notre Dame player in Glitchy went to Denver,
right,
for an $85 million contract.
Yeah.
So he had those type of players around him, and the best defense.
So Miller sucks at left tackle?
No. Miller. That's the crazy thing.
Miller came out.
Let's talk about McGlinchey and Miller.
Miller came out in the same draft class as McGlinchey.
He did.
McGlinchey had more. He's going to be a star. But who outshined him? Miller did.
No, Miller outshines McGlinchey. Right. And I'm a Notre Dame fan. Okay, so remember this. We go back to that year. There was a coin flip between the Niners and the Raiders. The Niners won. They took McGlinchey. So John Gruden traded back, for a third and a fifth round pick, go from number 10 to number 15, and we got Miller. And Miller was not good the first year. And Miller is solid. To my mind, he's pretty much a borderline all-pro player, and I love Miller. So we got a third and a fifth, trading back after not getting McGlinchey. And I hear my Niner friends kind of bitch about him on the passing game, but he's great against the run. And then, listening to your show last night in the West Side, $85 million for him. I would not pay that money for that guy. And I'm a Notre Dame fan, so.
Okay. And Ruben, by the way, Ruben and Guarev need to get together and join. It's like a group of negative Nelly Raider fans.
Well, do me a favor.
But again, I appreciate Guarev and I appreciate Ruben. Although I have to shut Ruben up after a while because I can't hear myself. But
tell Ed to come on.
Huh?
Tell Ed Winchell to come on. He's our brother. Yeah. I want him to come on. I want to be able to talk to him live. I've talked to him on the phone.
Yeah, I got Positive Philly, Gabe, and Raphael in the warm-ups. I mean, they want to come on. They're saying you're talking too much, Jeff. They didn't
Well,
say that.
bring him on. Let's all talk together.
Yeah, no.
No, you don't do that.
I don't do free screens.
Okay. So I mean, honestly, like, what do you grade so far? I mean, honestly, this has not been a great free agent class. The thing that drives me nuts is that you look at our defensive backs. Was it Webster or Webson or whatever? That is our number one right now starting defensive back on our team.
Who the hell?
We need defensive backs more. I said this last year with the defensive backs that we had, and we have none. We dropped those guys off. We have zero talent on our defensive backs. I feel like we did okay in the safety position so far in the offseason, but I think we're duplicating a lot of stuff that we did the year before. I mean, the guy from Pittsburgh, he's a run stuffer. So is Perriman, but younger. But Perriman's better than him.
Do I got to put you on mute too?
No. You don't have to put me on mute. I'll leave, bro.
No. What I'm saying, I'm trying to make points, and then it's like you just talk over me too. Okay.
I apologize.
Well, here's the thing. Just like they said last night, it's these free agents that we're picking up here. They're not the glamour glitz, go out and immediately go out and get their jerseys. These guys are the lunch pail guys that are going to be the backups or the guys that come in and do work, right? That's what he's trying to do. And I will give Richie props for saying this. He's saying when the Donkeys won their Super Bowl, right? Other than Peyton Manning coming in here and being the guy that took them all there, right? The people that were there that were drafted by him were the guys that were the backbone of that team. I didn't say that. He said that because he's a Broncos fan. So he knows how that roster was constructed. Yeah, it took Peyton Manning to come in there and win it, right? But the construction of the roster underneath, you remember there's 53 players on the roster. It's not just the quarterback plus 52. You got to have the guys that are there. And he did that. So hopefully he will be doing it again. And Guareb says that Spillane is Kwiatkowski all over again. Well, we'll see. I like Kwiatkowski, by the way. Go ahead, Jack.
So here's what I kind of see right now. It's like I look at the roster. If you guys haven't watched this, watch this on FC show. It's like we looked at what we had 2 years ago to what we had now, and the holes are bigger. And instead of being inspired, it's like, again, we're going back to like Parker at right tackle. Man, that stuff needs to go. We need to improve so bad. It hurts me. It really does hurt me. So if I could trade this team right now, Devontae Adams, best receiver in the league, for a team 2 years ago, I would scrap this whole team and go back to 2 years ago. It's a rebuild, kind of going to be a process. So
it is.
I don't have the same expectations that I do.
Why do you think? Why do you think that all these the people that piss me off is when, and I will say this, and I love you, Jack, but you piss me off whenever you call them McShitnuts, because you can't talk bad about a coach who's been here, I think, 1 year and 2 months. He's been here 14 months. 14 months.
Okay. Can I rebuttal?
In a minute. You got to give a guy a good 2 to 3 years to do a roster turnover, a rebuild of what your thoughts are. Okay? He didn't get that in Denver. He got a year and a half and was booted. And if you remember right, he started, I think, with 8 wins in a row. He was 8-0 as a head coach in Denver the first year. He was 8-0. Might have even been 9-0. And then he lost like the rest of the games. He was literally, he was perfect out the gate. and then he literally crapped the bed, and they got rid of him. But it's a process, and you got to see if a guy has a vision and it's a 3-year build. If you're building a building and it's going to take you 3 years to build it, you need to make sure you build it right. Okay? So I'm giving him that. Now, if at the end of next year we don't see some sort of improvement, then maybe you said, yeah, goodbye. But I'm sick and tired of the Al Davis. It was like the Al Davis two-step. 1-2 fire. 1-2 fire. It was coach for 2 years and he fired. 1-2 fire. And then some guys would only get the year. It'd be like the one he didn't get the 2. So I want to see some continuity. And we haven't had that. And I think the last time we had continuity literally was Tom Flores. Because the rest of our coaches, even Gruden 1.0 was like, 4 years, maybe? That was the longest tenured coach we had since Flores was Gruden 1.0, and Gruden 2.0 got canned by the NFL. So I want to see some continuity. Go give me a rebuttal, and then I'm going to get other people in here.
And then I'll let you off after this. So, yes, we saw that under Gruden. Every year, like he totally rebuilt and retooled, which maybe that's what McDaniel's doing. But every year there was an improvement on the wins. Raider Nation wants wins. They don't want losses. They want wins. And every year it's got better. We go into McDaniel's. We had a playoff team where we had an interim head coach in Rich Bisaccia. He's a leader of men. And McDaniel's, Rich is a leader of men. He'll get us to the playoffs. And he's not an offensive coordinator. He's not a defensive coordinator. He's an inspirer of men. I really wanted to keep Rich, but we couldn't do that, right? Because you can't bring in a new head coach and have him be there because it doesn't work. And then we bring in McDaniels. And he said he's learned and changed from his days in Denver. But really, has he?
14,
he said, no, you said you're going to let me finish.
He hasn't done anything in 14 months.
So he said that I don't need to inspire. You're a professional athlete. If you're a head coach, that's your job, is to inspire your people that you have and with you. Yeah. You're not an offensive coordinator anymore. You're a head coach. You're a head coach. So, yes, you do need to inspire your players to play better for you. And what do we see going from a playoff team to a 6-11 team?
When we were a playoff team, how many of those wins, what were we in those one score games? We were 7-2 in 1 score games that year, 7-2. Last year we were 2-9. So
there you go. You just said it, Cap.
No, exactly.
You just said it.
We were not as good. We were not as good as you made us out to be when we went to the playoffs. We were not as good. It was smoke and mirrors. It was smoke and mirrors.
Did we set a record this year for the Raiders losing more than 10 points ahead and losing games this year?
I tell you what, Jack. You know what? And I'm going to try to be as nice about this as possible. I will say, if you don't want to root for them, then wear gray. You don't even have to wear a logo. You wear gray because gray is neutral. And by the way, Ruben, this is for you as well. I see what you're wearing. I get it. But if you can't, and I'm not saying you got to suck dick for us. I don't suck dick. I try to be as analytically and as pleasant as possible. I try to look at the positive thing, but I look at things analytically. Our record right now for the 2023 season is 0-0. We haven't lost a game yet. And everybody's saying how we suck.
No, our bread and butter's got to be the draft. I mean, we got a lot of draft picks, so we got to hit on those draft picks. So this season will be the all-telling time about
is your phone? Did I lose your phone? That might have been Jack's bye-bye. I think Jack, if you're there, and Ruben, I see all your comments, Ruben. You are about as useful as a condom with 5 holes in it. Okay, I think we lost Jack. I'm going to get Jack out. Okay, before I get, and I think Jack probably lost all his power. Before I get to Ruben and his litany of how bad we suck, before I get there, I'm going to have Gabe and the Giants come in, and then Raphael's going to come in and hopefully give us some baseball news. And then we'll get to Ruben. Oh, no, I take it back. Positive Philly was in, and then he dropped, so he's back in. So I got Gabe, Raphael, and Positive Philly. And then we're going to hear from Mr. Inspirational of how great the Raiders and Mark Davis and all the other things are, Ruben. And only because that's who we had in the lineup before we had it. So, again, I guess Jack lost power. Okay. Jimmy, and here it is. The key this season is the draft. I agree with that. Focus on defense, right? Get a DT linebacker. We got to get a defense, okay? And George has said this, okay? McDaniels does know how to win. But he's building it in his way. You know what? And Ruben, one of these days, either Ruben's right or I'm right, okay? And we'll see. And if he sucks after 2 years or 3 years, and if he sucks, then I'll say, Ruben, you were right. But I'm going to say, okay, Ruben, you were right, and let it go. But if I'm right, he needs to say, you know what, Cap, you were right. But we'll see that. I'm bringing in Gabe now. Gabe, talk to me about. I know what you want to talk. I know what you want to talk about, but
we'll get there. We'll get there.
Give me anything. Yeah, it's your dime, man. What do you want to talk about?
So I guess we'll start at the top of free agency. The Giants, and they came out firing.
Get closer to your microphone, Gabe.
My AirPods out. It's my AirPods. It's probably my AirPods. Is it my AirPods?
Your AirPods, they suck.
I'm taking them out.
Check one. You there? Ariel, thank you for being here.
Are you there?
I'm here. What's going on?
All right. So at the top of free agency, going into free agency, the Giants' biggest needs were adding playmakers and adding linebackers. We need a starting linebacker. We haven't had a good linebacker since Blake Martinez in the 2020 season, because he got hurt in 2021. And so we had Bobby Okereke from the Indianapolis Colts.
That was a great signing, Okereke. He was a dynamic linebacker.
Yeah, he's still young and up and coming. I mean, he's coming off of his best season with the Colts. It was kind of overshadowed because of how bad the Colts were. But he was a tackling machine for them. Kind of reminds me a little. It's almost the same contract as the Blake Martinez contract. And so, Blake was great up until he got that ACL tear. He was I believe he led the league in tackles when he was with us. So, Bobby Okereke, he brings he's younger, and he brings a starting linebacker that even has potential to continue to grow in Wink's system, who I think is one of the most underrated defensive coordinators possibly in the league. I mean, Wink has he took nothing this past year and basically, transformed it into something. And then the next day, he went out and got Darren Waller. Now, I know this is probably a very, I've seen Raiders fans that are really upset about it and are mad, and I've seen Raiders fans that are happy about it. And I was one of the first people when we traded for him. I brought up the fact that, look, this is going to either go really great and he's going to come in and be great, or this could go all to hell breaks loose. Now, What I do want to say, though, is that people don't realize we didn't trade our own third-round pick. We traded the third-round pick we got for Kadarius Toney, who wasn't a culture fit, didn't want to practice, didn't want to get on the field, and etc. So if we're trading away someone that's a cancer in the locker room, who wasn't even proven as a star wide receiver in this league, and then we are trading him away for a 6th-round pick, which we also got from the Chiefs for Kadarius Toney, and Darren Waller, I will take that. Darren Waller has been a star tight end in this league before for 2 years in a row. Now the past couple years, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's been rough. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It has been rough, especially this past year. The year before wasn't terrible. It wasn't great, but it wasn't terrible. And this past year was rough. However, I want to say that something he did point out in his opening press conference was, look, I was eager to get back on the field this past year. I tried to get back on the field, and when I tried to get back on the field, I just hurt my hamstring more. So he said, I tried to come back, and then I would hurt it again. So it was basically re-aggravated his hamstring when he would try to come back and play. Also, I never think he really got along with McDaniels in the new regime. Yes, he did get that contract extension. I believe the new GM gave that to him. However, if you even look at that contract, after this year, there's no guaranteed money even left on it. So let's say this does go to hell and it doesn't work out. We can cut him and we get all the money back from him anyway after this year. So really, I think this trade for the Giants is, yes, it's a little bit risky, but what I think Darren Waller really needed was a fresh start. I think he just wasn't, with the Raiders, it just wasn't clicking with the new staff. It wasn't clicking with the new GM. And what do you mean he was never productive for any coach but Gruden? Gruden was the coach of the Raiders for a couple years. It's not like Gruden was there and done. Like, what?
But seriously, unfortunately for you, Gabe, that is the truth.
Okay, how long was Gruden the head coach of the Raiders? How long was Gruden the head coach of the Raiders?
2 years, and I think he was going on the 3rd.
Okay, exactly, and that's Darren Waller's 2 breakout years, right? That's his 2.
Right. Exactly.
Yes. Do you really think that Brian Dable's going to sit there and not think about that and go back and watch maybe how he was so successful then? He is. There's no way that Brian Dable would trade for someone who he didn't have a plan for. He definitely has a plan in mind. And again, I really think he needed a fresh start. It wasn't clicking with the Raiders. It wasn't going to work anymore. And you don't just lose that talent overnight. The talent's still there. I mean, I get, yes, you're saying the highlight reel. Yeah, but the highlight reel shows his elite playmaking talent. And even when he did play this year, he did still make some elite catches that you saw. It's not like he didn't
He also had Waller this year when he was playing, and I'm not making this up to piss you off. Waller had at least 3 drop touchdowns that lost games for us. At least 3. And those were in the games that he played, and he didn't play a lot of games because he was oft injured. So when he was there, he dropped a touchdown. In fact, he dropped a touchdown. It was intercepted in Tennessee, which I saw. He dropped another touchdown in Kansas City, I believe. I'd have to. And by the way, he was only there for a quarter, not even a quarter. I think he dropped out in the Kansas City game on the Monday night. He wasn't even there through halfway through the first quarter, and I saw him walking to the locker room, and he dropped a touchdown against Kansas City, and he dropped at least 3 touchdowns that I can remember. So
okay.
I was hating on you, okay. And here's the other thing. Numbers said it as well. If you want him to block, you might want to have him go hire somebody because he can't block.
I didn't mention anything. I know he's a receiving tight end, but he is a terrible blocker. Yes, I know that. I watched his games and I've watched film breakdowns of him. And I do realize, yes, he's coming off of a down year. But again, I think he was checked out. He said he didn't want to play for McDaniels. He just didn't like, he said he just kind of fell out. He said it just kind of didn't go well. and he wasn't even motivated. He was going to WNBA games more than he was in his own locker room. I mean, seriously.
Thank you.
I mean, seriously.
And I tell you what, if that is your mindset, seriously, if that is your mindset, I don't want you on the team. If we're paying you to perform and you say, I'm really not feeling it. You got to.
I understand. I understand that.
When you're a professional, you need to feel it or fake it as good as you can so that nobody knows that you're pissed off. That's what a professional athlete is supposed to do. And he was more into the Aces than he was with the Raiders. And you know what? And then his wife said, she's pretty hot, by the way. His wife said that the reason why he was traded was because he wasn't invited to the wedding.
That was a joke. It was a joke. Okay, she was just playing, bro. She was not actually serious. She was just playing. You don't get rid of that talent overnight. Honestly, you don't just get rid of that talent overnight. Yes, he had a down year, but there is still the star power there. There really is. There is still. Also, people want to say he's old. Okay, you know what? Travis Kelce's like 34 years old, yet he's still putting up 1,000-yard seasons. So how are you going to say Travis Kelce is like? Are you going to say he's old too? Yet he's still putting up the star power. So really, I think this is, again, like I said, like I started this conversation off, it is a high risk. I understand that. The Giants have a plan. He said there is a plan in place to help, to help conditioning, not training. He said in the past he's overtrained, like he's trained too much in the off season. He's coming to camp, and that's when it kind of kills him, hits him in the butt. Yeah, I understand that. So I think there is going to be a plan in place that he's not doing that.
I hope.
But, again, there's still the star power he had.
Okay. Here's the thing, and I'm gonna say that I'm gonna wait until we get to Ruben. Okay. I'm gonna say this to all the people in here, because all I see is, and again, first off, I appreciate you being here, and I don't know, hopefully we didn't lose Guareb, because Guareb gives you his thoughts about and so does James Farrell, but James Farrell is still somewhat positive. Okay, James Farrell is still somewhat positive, right? Guareb and Ruben and I think Lafayette. Okay, well here Lafayette said something. This is true. Waller got paid and rolled out. He got his money and he got his honey. Okay.
Again, he's getting a fresh start, and he already.
And he is getting a fresh. And you know what, Gabe? Just like I said to the folks on Wild Wild West, talk to me in a year.
Yes, and I agree. I've already said I am not buying a Darren Waller jersey until he shows me that he's worth my $130 that jerseys are nowadays. I get it. You guys all say he checked out, whatever. Yeah, he checked out because he clearly didn't like what the culture was building there. He clearly didn't like it. Didn't like it. All right, so if you're in a locker room, and yes, he's getting paid bank, I get that. He is getting paid like a top tight end. And when you're a professional athlete, you have to, if you're getting paid that, you still should be in. But it's like having a boss that you don't like. Like, are you going to stay at that job?
I am so glad you said that. I am so glad that you said that. Because the reason why I say the things that I do, okay, is I'm military. And I have had my share of having bosses that either didn't know what was going on or were the worst bosses in the world, right?
Yeah. Yep.
I've had my share of them. In 30-something years as a sailor, and even as a contractor working in the military.
Yeah.
I have had my share, and I'm not going to say who they are, but I've had my share of working for people that I didn't like,
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't get along with, and some of them didn't get along with me, but I still maintained my position. But I had to smile and fart unicorns and rainbows and have the best proper attitude that I could. Sometimes I couldn't fake it, and when I couldn't fake it, they called me on it.
Also,
But the point is McDaniels is a Super Bowl winning coordinator, so at least he knows how to do things. Now, granted, he had certain people that did it. I give it that. And if he's trying to find these people that know how to do what he wants, the results are, if you do it correctly, you win more often than not. Now, granted, he has to have a defense to do that, and that's true. But at least he's trying to get the people that know how to implement the offense, because the Raiders for years and years and years would win games by outscoring people, and it'd be like a pinball machine. It'd be 40-38, right? Well,
right.
We need to have a defense. In New England, they would score just enough, and they had a really good defense. Okay.
Yes, no, I understand. So, but like here's my. Also, not to mention, Darren Waller was on the trade block all year. If you're on the trade block,
he was on the trade block when we got Devontae Adams, because they were trying to get him in a trade during the Adams thing, and that is the truth.
Right. If you're on, so let's relate it to a job again. I know I'm making this comparison. Let's say you're on the fire.
17-year-old, by the way.
I have a job. I actually have a job.
And now I got it, but how many jobs have you had in your life?
Okay, that's not relevant. That's not relevant.
Actually, it kind of is, but I'll give it to you. Is this your first or second job?
You haven't even my first job, because I have good people at my work, so I don't quit.
Good for you.
First of all, so if you're going to work right every day and you don't even know if you're going to be on the team that they want to trade, are you really going to want to go there, or they want to fire you? Let's say they want to fire you. Are you really going to want to go in every day and be like, wow, this is my team, I'm going to put in the work today? No, the answer is no. You're not going to want to work. You're not going to want to work for a team to win them games, to do that, if they want to get rid of you anyway.
Well, you know what? Honestly, Gabe, I'd like to really say things, but I can't, because I got to watch my mouth.
Okay. All right. So, okay. But you know what? This is funny. This is real funny. I am not going to lie, because you guys used to love Darren Waller. Oh, you guys would love him. Love. You would love on Darren Waller. Oh, he's one of the best tight ends in the league. And now, all of a sudden, he's terrible. All of a sudden, he's the worst thing that has ever happened to the Raiders.
Wait a second. I never said he was the worst thing. Those were words that never came out of my mouth.
Okay, now you're saying he's just not even good. That's not even like...
No. Gabe, I have said, and I am on record, your best ability is availability. And when you're not available, you're paying a bunch of money for somebody that isn't producing. And then when he's out there and you drop 3 touchdowns, and I appreciate it was Georgia that said he was there in the same game that I was in Tennessee. He dropped 3 touchdowns in Tennessee one game, and he dropped a couple other ones at other times. So if you're in there and you're not producing, even when you are in there, that upsets me.
Okay, so, that's fair, and that's fair.
They paid him a lot of money. He got his bags, and he didn't care after that. And that is why I'm not really mad that he's gone.
And that's fair. And again, that's fair. But what I'm trying to say is, look, yes, I said in the beginning, yes, he hasn't been the same tight end he was in 2020, 2019, and even in 2021, he wasn't terrible. Even in 2021, he wasn't terrible. But again, first of all, I don't think Josh McDaniels or whatever his name is ever did anything to try to help or put strengths to Darren Waller's ability in the offense. I just don't think he even fit the offense. He didn't, Darren Waller in the past years, yes, like someone mentioned Gruden, he fit a lot better in Gruden's offense than he did and Mike McDaniel's offense. Great. All right. So don't you think that that's Brian Dable is going to fit? Because let's face it, Darren Waller's our best threat in the receiving game, right? As of right now.
Yes, and that is, like I said, and Matt Marinovich said this right as well. And I gotta hurry up because I got like 3 guys to get in, Gabe. But yeah. I will say that Waller is a top 5 tight end in the league when healthy.
Yes, thank you. I've been trying to say that for weeks.
That is the truth.
Yes, I said to you, Captain, I sent you, he is a top 5 tight end talent-wise. It just has to translate to the health. It really does. He still has all the talent that he did. I truly do believe that. And when I saw him, in the press conference, he was happy. He was down to earth. He was real. He was like, look, I understand there's concern about my injury. I understand that there's concerns about that. But just know I am working on it. We are working on a plan. And he even brought up points. He brought up, I tried to come back from injury too early. And then I re-aggravated. He brought that up. He brought up that he was training too hard in the offseason. So there's many things that go into, an injury-prone player, and I think there is going to be a plan in place for Darren Waller.
Okay, and Gabe, and I'm sure that what you will do is throughout the season, because I like the fact that you're here, is that you will probably give me a Darren Waller update every week.
Yep.
And I'll be like, good on you.
And I'll be honest, and I will be straight up and honest with you, because I am one of the only Giants fans who sat there. First of all, it was leaked a little before that the Giants were looking at the tight end market. And what did I do because of you, Captain? Right away, I looked up Darren Waller. And I said, what I said when I looked him up to myself, I didn't say it out loud, but what I said to myself is, oh boy, that's a bit of a hefty contract. And I looked at the age thing too. But then I looked, at Travis Kelce, who's 34 and still going. And also, not that I want to bring up his bad times, but the first couple seasons he was in the NFL, he had the addiction, I believe. So he was suspended, I believe, a lot of games. So, there's still a lot of possibility with him. I think we still have five. If all goes well this year, I think we can still get a couple more 4 years out of him after.
Yeah.
So.
And Gabe, I really got to go. People are saying that I'm giving you a lot of time, which is true, but that's because we're arguing.
Cry about it. Cry about it, Mike. Cry about it.
No worries. Thanks for being here, though.
Appreciate you, Captain. And with that, just have a good night, Captain. And Raider Nation, I appreciate you for Darren Waller. I think it was a good trade for both parties. So
I agree with. Thanks again, Gabe.
See ya.
Okay, that's Gabe. We're gonna go. I'm gonna break it up. I'm gonna have some baseball. I'm gonna bring Raphael in real quick. Raphael, give me the latest on the baseball, and I'm gonna bring in Positive Philly for another NFC East view, and then we're gonna go to Ruben. We got time. And remember, come into the show. I hit the link, but Raphael, what's the latest in the World League?
Okay, so for the World Baseball Classic, right now, Venezuela just won against Israel. Mexico just won against Canada. Puerto Rico just won against Dominican Republic, which is very important. And during that celebration, I think there's one player from the Mets that has been injured into the celebration. And of course, things will happen at the management team of Dominican Republic, because some sources say that Dominican Republic could be like the favorite of the team to win the World Baseball Classic, but they didn't. But Venezuela shut a mob to winning against Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, of course, Israel and Nicaragua, because that might be like a good surprise. And right now, from Venezuela, right here, they had to face against United States for the quarterfinals. And for the quarterfinals, they just won Cuba. And then they had Mexico, which is classified. But right now, there's only one game that just happened into the finals and to the semifinals, which is the team of Italy versus Japan, which Japan just won. And Otani, it seems like they have a good arm and could be like another surprise to win the World Baseball Classic, because the team of Japan, they have a choices about the pitching and hitting because they just won 2 consecutive World Baseball Championship, which is 2006 and 2009.
Hmm. Okay. And actually, I like this comment, and I'm going to have you comment on it. And we're going to have, like I said, next we're going to bring in Ruben, who's going to piss on the Raiders, and then we're going to have Positive Philly, who's going to be the other NFC East guy, and then Vin Diesel just popped in, and maybe Afakazi will come in here. So I might. I gotta start rolling these people over. Your views, like I said, what are you seeing? Because you're watching these games. What are your views? Has there been somebody that's surprised you in the baseball classic? And I would say this as well. Jimmy Farrell said that they should have the World Baseball Classic in November. I agree with that because they already, the guy that was lost for the Mets is lost for the season, right? Why not do the World Baseball Classic after the World Series? And this way, if you lose a player to injury, you might not lose them right at the beginning of the year when you really need them. What say you on that, Rafael? I agree with that.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that. And because right now, from November to February, it's not about like because after the war, the Major League Baseball coming like to end. I really like the idea to bring the World Baseball Classic in November because it's about like the leagues. Some players had to go to the trainings, some when they don't. But because of the climate, because and there are some different winter leagues like in Venezuela, Puerto Rico, Cuba, and Dominican Republic had their own winter league to the common tradition. But when it comes to the World Baseball Classic, it means that everything is going to be flexible because then what happens when it comes to the cities and of course to like the pitching, the batting names about it. So I'm really excited because they need to change it about it. So it's not for March, it's about to November, which is very flexible. They had to go throughout the cities what they come to looking for.
And I agree with Berendo because I'm very partial to Dominicanas. They're beautiful. I am. I'm partial to them. You know, they got. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it. I'm going to get myself more in trouble. But now he wanted to know, did the Dominican girls look good, and did they show them in the stands? Were they looking good?
How do the Dominican girls looking today? I think they were very good. They're very good because I gotta tell you, the most beautiful women right there is in the Caribbean, not only Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, but also Colombia and Venezuela.
And Colombia and Venezuela.
There you go.
I got Rafael. One of these days, hopefully, can you take me back down to Venezuela, and you're going to hook me up with a good-looking Venezuelan girl?
Okay, I got you. Yes, there you go.
I appreciate it. Hey, Rafael, I got 4 people I got to get in, so I'm going to have to roll through that. Thank you for your report. And like I said, on Sunday we'll do another one. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
And again, Rafael, put your in the comments section. And Avakazi said, "Hey, Rafael," and so did Anna. So people love you, brother. People are saying good things to you, so we appreciate you being here as well.
It is. So I'm gonna put the chat right here. So salute to everybody else. Salute to Captain Jack, and of course. It's a much love and respect to everybody else. And I see Afakasi, Carlos, and of course, Diesel is in the chat. So salute and much love to you all.
All right. Hey, thanks again, Rafael. You take care, shipmate.
All right. Have a good one.
There's Rafael. He's out. Okay. Again, I got Ruben, who I'm going to let bitch for about 5 minutes. I got Positive Philly. I got JT, Vin Diesel, and I got Afakazi. And Afakazi is going to close out the show. So I got you in there, Avakazi. But Ruben, it's like, yeah, this guy gets a lot of time. Ruben, I'm not even I'm just looking at my clock. I don't even have a clock going. I'm going to look at the clock, and I'm going to let you bitch for 5 minutes. And yeah, we are on Roku. So other than the S word, and hopefully just one time, I'll give you one S word. And then I don't want to hear anything else. Go ahead. How you doing tonight, Ru? And again, I appreciate you being here because Wareb and you and other people, they bitch, but you're here. You're here. I appreciate that. Go ahead.
Giving us a reason to be that way. Look what they did with the trades and everything. Come on. You had to say there and say what we were saying. Like, could you believe what he just did? And then he did it again. And then it kept on going. Like, the bleeding wouldn't stop. It just kept on and on. So,
Well,
what do you expect us to say?
Did you not agree with the Waller trade? I agreed with it.
Well, the Waller trade, I don't. Okay, we were like shocked at first, but then I wasn't because you start looking at the stats. But he was hurt. He played like 2 games, and like how many games did he miss? That goes for any player. If you're not on the field, then you don't contribute to the team winning or losing because you're sitting. You might as well be a spectator, one of the fans sitting up in the bleachers. You're not on the field.
Too much money.
But I'd like to think they could have got more than the 3rd pick, at least a 2nd. Come on, man. These guys don't know how to trade. You just give them away?
Okay.
I mean, they got what they got from him, but come on. I'd like to think they could get more than that.
Well, but here's the thing. If they offered him up and they got a third is better than nothing for a guy that's off injured.
I guess we can't really say much at this point. We're going to either like what they do or criticize them. I just hope this season goes by quick, okay? They're either going to win or lose. And like you said earlier, I want to be right. No, I don't want to be right. I want my team to win, okay? But here's the thing with this guy. Why is he picking all these dudes that know his system? That is not coaching, coach. Coaching is coaching any guy that comes from anywhere, whether it be college, this team, that team, any team, and he coaches them. But not you go hand pick and cherry pick only guys that know your system. That's not coaching. To me, that's not coaching.
That's not true.
That's not really coaching.
Every coach who goes to a different team likes to grab players, whether he's a defensive coach or an offensive coach, grab players that know the system so he plugs and plays and they know how to play for him. And I'm sure that Avikazi will back me up on that. If you're a coach and you go to a new team, you grab players that you know will perform for you because they know the system.
I told a friend of mine, I go, that's like being a 6th grade coach or a 6th grade teacher, holding the guy back. He's in your grade again for 6th grade, okay? He already knows what you're going to give him. You're not teaching him anymore. It's all the other guys that are coming in and learning the system. To me, that's not coaching. If you're a good coach, you coach anybody, anywhere. You don't just go get the guys that you used to work with. And you said it yourself on the show a little earlier ago. He's got a good resume as a, Super Bowl offensive coordinator. I told you, I go, say it again. That shit sounded so funny the first time. I was like, say it again. You should be saying he got a good resume as a head coach. You didn't say head coach. You said an offensive coordinator.
He does not have a good resume as a head coach. I would be lying if I said that. I would be lying.
No, I didn't say. That's what you should have been saying.
Shitty resume as a head coach until he went to the Patriots. No, fucking Belichick.
You didn't say that.
Resume as a head coach for the Browns and for the Jets, and now he walks on water, right? Because he had a shitty resume.
You said that he's got a good resume as an offensive coordinator. You should be saying he's got a good resume as a head coach, but you can't say that because why? He hasn't improved himself in the league yet.
As a head coach, Ruben, because his record as a head coach is not the greatest. Like Carr's record sucks.
Yeah, we had a sorry team. He came to a sorry team. You can't deny that. We didn't have a great team. The team wasn't great before he even got there, and it's still not great now that he left. We won't see what it becomes of the season until they actually play it.
I am not saying that. I said the fact is I can't say excuse me. I can't say that he has a good resume as a head coach right now, no. But you know what? Tom Flores had a great resume as a coach, but he had a crappy resume as a coach up in Seattle. It's the team as well.
Yeah, but he had a success at least. He's in the Hall of Fame. This guy's not even close to getting in the Hall of Fame. That's comparing apples with oranges.
I never said McDaniels is a Hall of Fame. When did I say McDaniels is a Hall of Fame?
You're bringing up Flores about how he was good with Oakland and he went to Seattle.
Facts. I'm just stating facts.
Well,
is it not a fact?
That's true. But he's had a success. When has McDaniels had a success as a head coach? He never has. He hasn't. He has yet to do it. Maybe he'll do it with us. We don't know. Jimmy, don't get me wrong. I don't like because what happened last season. I'm not for the guy. But if he wins and proves me wrong, then good. I'm all for it. I hope he does prove me wrong.
I just put you on mute because, again, you're talking over me, and I can't fucking stand it. And I just dropped an F-bomb, and I'm not supposed to, okay? I can't say he can or can't, and I'm at least saying it. You don't know because he's got to be here at least the time to do it. Go ahead. I unmuted you, okay? The point is we don't know.
Okay, that's true, but how long do you let him keep the job before you finally realize, hey, this ain't the dude for the team?
At least 2 years. At least 2 years.
See, one person made a comment saying we can't keep changing coaches. You're right. Well, the problem we have an owner doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know who to hire. That's the problem to begin with in the first place.
Your opinion. And you know what, Ruben? I tell you what, Ruben, as soon as you and me both win the Powerball for $1 billion.
Yeah, we can buy him out.
Right. As soon as we have the money, brother.
Trust me. Trust me. If I was to get him some money, I'd be buying him out. I'd be knocking on his door. Mark, you're out of here. Be calling, hey, Captain, come on, let's get it going.
PF Changs, just get the F out of here. But until that happens, we can't do anything.
Are you going to the games this year?
Yes. I'll be.
Okay. If the season didn't start off good, are you still going to go, or are you going to decide to sell your ticket?
I make the plans when the schedule comes out, and I get my plane tickets, and I get my hotel fare, and I make plans. Now, at the end of the season, depending upon job, if I have to cut back, I will. But I make the plans at the beginning of the season when the schedule came out. I made the plan. In fact, I added to it last year. I wasn't supposed to go to Seattle, and I went to Seattle on a whim, right?
Hey, I would go to every chance I would get because you only live once. You just hope when you show up, your team's going to do good. And, I just happened to go to the Texan game, and they did good. So,
right.
I feel sorry for my brother. He went to that Cardinals game. He said he spent over $3,000, and they lost because they had a 20-point lead. Yeah, I was going to make a joke about that. Like, you get McDaniels a three touchdown lead, he'll still find a way to lose the game. And I realized what I said in my head. I was like, well, he already did that.
There. It's worse when you're there, dude. I got to tell you. Hey, Ruben, I'm going to get positive Philly in here. Then I got JT. Now I got to get out.
What do you think our record will be? Or what do you hope it'll be?
I don't know. But here's what I can say. As long as it's an improvement, it's a start.
Okay, I have one last thing.
Our record last year was 6-11. If it's an improvement, it's a start.
I got one last thing because we have this thing with the quarterback situation, okay? Yeah. If Jimmy G goes down within the first 6 games of the season, who's our backup?
We don't know yet.
They better get somebody good because I don't see him playing the whole season. He's going to end up getting hurt, and we need to fix that line.
March 16th, Ruben. Let's talk about this in November 16th.
We have 2 picks now in the first round, right?
No, we only have 1 first-round pick.
Only have 1?
We have a 1, a 2, 2 3s, a 4, 2 5s, 3 6s, and 2 7s.
Okay, one of the other shows I saw, the guy was wrong then. He's trying to say we had 2 picks in the first round. He doesn't know what he's talking about.
That guy is smoking dope. Ruben, I got to go.
All right, go Raiders.
Go Raiders. Thanks again, Ruben. Okay, I got positive Philly quickly. So I want to get to Vin Diesel and Afakazi. And positive, are you here? Talk to me, brother. What's going on?
Captain Jack, I'm here. How you doing?
I'm good. I liked it. There's a lot of people in the show tonight.
Jimmy Garoppolo, the future of the Las Vegas Raiders.
Hopefully.
And you guys got my boy Marcus Epps too.
Yeah. Now talk to me about Marcus Epps. Everybody's saying that he is a decent box safety, but he's not really good in coverage. Yes. No.
Yeah, I mean he's good. He's good when you need him to be, and I think he fits well with the Raiders and their defense and the scheme you guys got going on there.
So he's not a bad pickup, I thought.
No, he's not at all. But
I think Bradbury is going back with the Eagles. Is that
Bradbury's coming back. The Slays said they weren't. I know everybody got confused yesterday with that Darius Slay news. We just restructured him. They're not going nowhere. My boy Sanders, unfortunately, did sign a 4-year contract with the Carolina Panthers for $25 million. But it's all right. I'm still going to support him. I'm still going to rock his jersey. It is what it is, Captain.
Okay.
So.
And actually, Ed Winchell said, I said this, I was talking about it today. I said that Brady signing after the first game of the season when you don't have to pay him a guarantee.
So you don't believe in Jimmy Garoppolo?
No, I do. I do believe. I said Garoppolo, if he's not hurt, was the best of the quarterbacks that knows the system. I personally wanted Jacoby Brissett. I did. I wanted Jacoby.
He's a backup.
Brissett.
He's a backup in Washington now. I mean, I
Yeah.
don't think he's a starting quarterback. But Aaron Rodgers is going to the Jets. We're just waiting for compensation with that. Oh, you're welcome, bro. Have fun with them. But yeah, I don't know, Captain. It's been crazy. Let me ask.
Matt Marinovich had my. I thought it was 2 5s, 3 6. I don't know. Yeah, I know it's 12 picks.
Captain Jack, let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
What do you think is happening with C.J. Gardner-Johnson?
You know, that's who everybody wants. I know that he wants to go to the AFC West, and both
here's the
Chargers. I think the Chargers can't get him because they already had that. They got too much money tied up in their defensive backs. But the Chiefs want him, the Broncos want him, and we want him. Did he sign with anybody yet?
He's coming back.
Okay.
He's coming back, Captain Jack.
Okay. What about Darius Slay? Where's he playing?
Philadelphia.
Oh, did he come back?
Yeah, baby. The Slays are not leaving the city.
Okay.
They're locked up for. Let me tell you something, Captain Jack. Slay's wife, Jennifer Slay, right?
Okay.
She's a very attractive lady, and
okay. Well, then I like her already.
She is all for the fans. I actually met her this season. I got a picture and everything with her. She's always out there tailgating with us, always giving away Slays jerseys on Twitter and everything. So, we were heartbroken yesterday when they said they were leaving. She was heartbroken herself. She did not want to leave the city. Darius Slay, I don't think, wanted to leave the city. I think there was just a little bit of misconfusion yesterday with them because they put out the Eagles are going to release Darius Slay. I don't think people realize, Eagles are going to release Darius Slay. They never actually released him. Come 4 p.m. yesterday, he was still on that Eagles roster.
Okay.
He was never released. So we got him for like 3 years, $45 million.
Because I'd love to have the Raiders need another cornerback, and I really, really think that the Raiders need to get like Gardner Johnson. I really did. Matt Marinovich, he said that Epps is a good signing.
Zach, I'm sorry. Sorry to break it to you. I'm sorry to break it to you. It's not happening.
Well, stranger things have happened.
Yeah, but
okay. But so what now? I'm going to say this because I want to get JT and I want to get Avikazi. I can look at Avikazi's face.
One more thing. Have you been watching March Madness today?
He is so woeful. It's like, oh my God, shut the F up so I can get on here. And no. He said, no. And yes, I apologize for dropping 2 F-bombs. I do. Because people get me really pissed off at times or they get me upset. And when I drop an F-bomb, it's the people that get me worked. They get me worked, and Ruben can get me worked. Okay, of all the teams that have been in the what do you call it, in free agency in the NFC East, and I said it correctly, the NFC East. Who's done the most so far, and who's going to win the free agency wars in your division?
Gotta say Cowboys or Giants. I don't really know who. I mean, it's a toss-up. They got Gilmore, they got Waller, but we'll see what happens.
Okay, did the Cowboys sign in? I haven't heard anything about the Cowboys.
They got Stephon Gilmore.
Oh, they did. That's a damn good sign. Yeah. Okay.
Do you watch March Madness today, Captain Jack?
No, I was at work and I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't watch TV. I took a nap after work, and I come in there and everybody's saying that we already lost Garoppolo. I'm like, what are you talking about?
Did you do a bracket though?
No.
Who you got winning it all?
No. I watch the games because they're enjoyable. It's like the only time I watch college basketball, and I'm going to be over there on Saturday watching them in Orlando.
Who's winning it all, Captain Jack?
I'm sorry, what?
Who's going to win it all this year?
No clue.
Just pick a team. Pick a team.
Either Alabama or Purdue. How's that?
Okay. Alabama Purdue National Championship. That is Captain Jack.
Did I pick the two right teams?
Okay, but out of those, that's your national championship now. Who wins?
I don't know. It's going to be a damn good game, though.
What about Final Four?
Well, let's get there first. Hey, Paz, thanks for that. I got one more question. Jimmy Burrow wants you to answer: is Eric Lindros going to be the new GM of the Flyers?
Oh, damn! I would like that. I feel like I would like that.
I like it too.
I never thought about that. We're going to get a Stanley Cup.
I'd love that. The Eagles are the worst team in Philly right now that need the most work.
The Flyers, you mean?
Yeah, I'm sorry, the Flyers. I apologize. Yeah, the Flyers are.
You have a good one, Captain Jack.
Sorry, what?
Oh, do you want to get your next person in, right, or no?
Yeah, I do. I want to get JT in there. Then I'm going to go down to Australia, and we're going to get Avikazi in there. Avikazi is just like JT.
Appreciate you, Captain. Have a good night.
They have great smiles. Hey, Paz, thanks for coming in, partner.
Thanks.
You take care. All right. JT is in here. Vin Diesel, what's going on, partner? What's going on with you tonight, brother?
Hey, what's up, brother, man? How you doing?
I'm good, other than dropping 2 F-bombs. Ruben
I called you out on that.
Ruben gets me upset, man. It's like, because I keep telling Ruben, stop, don't make, because I have to talk over him. And then when I talk over him, my blood pressure goes up. And when my blood pressure goes up, I get pissed. And I like Ruben. I like everybody that's in this chat. I really do. I like everybody that's here. But when I can't even get into the chat with you, I'm like, oh my God, will you shut the F up so I can get a word in? It's okay, Ruby says, I'm sorry. That's okay. What do you got tonight for me there, JT?
Hey, first off, AK, my brother from another mother, Afakasi Raider. Good to see you, man.
Yeah, and you know what? At the end of your chat, I'm going to bring him in here so we will have a 3-screen with you both.
Nice, all right. But I was just gonna hop up and be like, you know what? I don't even really want to talk about. Like, I was just gonna be like, but then the same person that got your blood going, he said, oh well, Darren Waller, right? Darren Waller is hurt a lot of the times.
Yes.
And that went. And but guess who else? Guess who else can't even sign a contract without getting hurt?
I know, Jimmy Garoppolo. I said that. I said Jimmy, and this is probably the 3rd or 4th time I'm saying this tonight. Jimmy Garoppolo was the least offensive quarterback of all the quarterbacks that were out there that we were going to sign. That I said, okay, I will accept him because at least he has upside. He's young. He's a good quarterback. He just needs to stay healthy. I didn't want Brady. I didn't want Aaron Rodgers, right?
He's right.
But
yeah, no, I get it.
Skills. He just needs to be on the field. That's what his problem is.
Well, so, and to that fact, though, because I did look up this and I wasn't going to bring it up, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm like,
bring it up now, though, right? Go ahead.
What's that?
You're going to bring it up now, though.
Yeah, I guess so. So in 2021, Jimmy Garoppolo played 15 games, right?
Yeah.
He attempted 441 yards, right?
Passes, yeah.
20 touchdowns, 12 interceptions. Derek Carr, 626 attempts, 23 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. So if you talk about the interception ratio, Derek Carr threw 200 more passes and only got 2 more interceptions. Like, that's all I'm gonna say about DC, because I don't want to, you know what I'm saying, to like be about that. But when people start saying, oh yeah,
okay, now let me ask, which year are you talking about? 2016?
No 2021.
2021.
Yeah, 2021. He played 15 games.
Okay. And was that the year that they went to the Super Bowl, or is that the year after they went to the Super
possibly the year they went to the Super Bowl, because the year before he only played 6 games.
Yeah, that was the year that they lost to the Chiefs, right?
Yes, I do believe so. Yeah, 2021, like 2 years ago now.
Okay. And now I'm getting reports that Jimmy failed his physical.
Oh, shit.
If he failed his physical, and Raphael followed you on social media, that's cool. If he failed his physical, then it's going to be hard for him, and the Raiders are SOL because all the quarterbacks are gone.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, though. Like, if he did fail his physical, there's 2 options, right? You just literally just let him go, or you sign him to a lower, you know what I'm saying, a lower deal.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, which will probably happen. I don't see them letting him go.
Right. And that's what I said. So his value just dropped, and the Raiders will have him. And by the way, Tom Brady's still out there, and and you guys know I can't stand Tom Brady.
Yeah.
You guys know I can't stand Tom Brady.
I hate him, but I'd have him over Garoppolo any day.
Yeah.
Yo, Avocasi. Salute, brother.
I told you I was going to do it.
You kind of caught me off guard. I was kind of commenting in the chat feed.
I'm sorry, Avocasi. It was a surprise.
What's good, man? And Diesel, it's good to see you, my brother. It's been way too long since I've seen you on the scene. I see the other things you've been getting up to. I can appreciate that. Good on you, bro.
Hey, salute, yeah. Like I don't want to bring Raider Nation down. Like, this is the first time in my lifetime that, like, it's not about Derek Carr. Like, everybody's like, oh, Derek. And I'm like, but here's the thing. It was just win, baby. And I tried to explain this on a different podcast. How did it go from just win, baby, to, you know what, we're just going to sit you out. Even though we're technically still in the playoffs, we're going to sit you out the last 2 games. That's not just win. Josh McDaniels stole our culture, and I hate that. And I was talking to, I think it was Murph or whatever, and he was like, no, it's about the bigger picture. That's the point. It's not. It was always just win by any means necessary, not just win next year. You know what I'm saying? It's win right now, you know, and that's what makes me mad. You know what I'm saying? And it's about Carr, but it isn't about Carr. The only reason it's about Carr is because Josh McDaniels made it about Carr. Last year, he could have said, you know what? Let's get rid of Carr. We would not have had Adams. You know what I'm saying? Like, but he didn't. He tricked everybody into it, and he's trying to scapegoat it, and I don't like it. You know, I don't like the way the way it's going. In my 42 years, I've never seen the Raiders act like this in the front office. I don't like it. It's not about the players. I'm sorry.
I gotta agree with Jimmy Farrell here, though. Was there any upside in playing Derek Carr in the last 2 games, other than if he got hurt, then his contract would have been guaranteed for the next 2 years. The Raiders were not in the playoffs at that time, right? They were out of it. Although
no, we wasn't though. Technically, we wasn't.
Yeah, technically, there was still a possibility. Like kind of like when what's her nose said in Dumb and Dumber. So you're saying there's a chance,
right? But ask yourself this, Captain. Would Al Davis have done that?
Diesel, sorry guys, can I just jump in just real quickly? Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm not too. I've never been sold on Josh McDaniels. Even going back to before we hired him, I'm hoping he can prove me wrong. I'm hoping he can turn the ship around in the long run. However, in regards to what you were saying about it was Josh McDaniels who pulled the plug on Derek Carr. From word has it, it wasn't Josh McDaniels. It was more a Mark Davis decision.
Yeah.
That after that interception, that was his moment where he'd finally seen enough and said, "No, that's it. We want to go in another direction." So, to be fair to McDaniels, I don't believe, I could be wrong. And word through the grapevine is that it wasn't so much his decision to sit Carr, it was more Mark Davis. And Mark Davis is at the top of the food chain. So
I agree with you, and I heard the same thing. It's like after that interception in Pittsburgh, and it was kind of brewing against the Rams too. It was
Yeah.
already brewing, but when he lost in Pittsburgh, because remember that no more games after Pittsburgh. He says, "You're gone."
Yeah, that was his moment where he said, "That's it. I've seen enough. I'm ready to move on."
That's right.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah.
But hey,
Well,
I'm right there with you, Diesel. I'm not sold on McDaniels yet either. He hasn't shown anything to me to have faith yet. But I'm going to stay hopeful. I'm going to try and stay patient and optimistic. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely. At the end of the day, man, we can have our disagreements, we can have our squabbles, but at the end of the day, true Raider fans, we are Raider fans, dude.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I mean,
just want to win.
I mean, the only reason why, God forbid, and I said this before, if the Raiders changed their name, if they were the Las Vegas Gamblers, remember Houston had the Gamblers in the USFL, and they changed their name and their logo, I'm a Raiders fan. I would have nothing invested in that team.
Yeah.
Nothing, because I'm a Raiders fan.
That's
and I would give up my season tickets, and I would save a hell of a lot of money. I mean, really, I would save so much money.
Oh, I
if
bet.
I was a Raiders fan, because it is it's a big part of my life. But that's why I said I'm a vested Raiders fan. So they got to impress me. But I'm at least allowing McDaniels the amount of time that I said, okay, you got 3 years, and if that's what he's been giving, give him the 3. Give him the 3.
Yeah, no, I get it. It just go ahead, Afghazi.
Yeah.
No. I'll wait for you to finish. Okay, you go.
No, I was just saying, like, I'll give him the 3 years. Some of the stuff, like, I look at it just from like a common sense standpoint. Like you literally go like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give you a contract. I'm gonna give you a contract. I'm gonna give you a contract. And then literally just
you get a cut. No, I'm
yeah, everybody gets a contract. But guess what? Everybody who got a contract, y'all gone next year. That makes no sense. Like I just I don't know.
I will say though, like you were having a heated conversation with Ruben before, and to a point, I do understand with what he was saying, and I was just having a little debate with shout out to UGA Patriot about it in the chat feed. I do understand, like, to a point. I kind of agree that, like, I get it. You bring in players that are familiar with your system, but like for me, like, I would like to see them expand their scope, do their homework, and maybe find free agents that I'm sure that are better on the market that they could bring in. And at the end of the day, if they're the coaches and they're the management, and that's up to them to get them up to speed. And like, we had problems last year with players not understanding the scheme and the system and all of that. But like, maybe that's something that the coaches need to look at and think, okay, well, look, if the majority of our players are finding it hard to grasp the scope of what we're trying to do, our playbooks, our system, whatever it is, then maybe they need to adapt what they're doing and make it a little bit more easier. Like, not change totally what they're doing, but just, like, it's kind of like, sometimes the players need to do better, but then there's some things maybe coaches need to look at and say, okay, maybe this isn't working. Maybe this is something we can improve on and make better, so we can find a middle ground for what we're trying to do, but also the players to be able to understand better with what we're doing. Because if they don't understand what they're doing, then they're going to find it hard to execute on the field, and which is going to lead to worse results. But if they can find the happy medium and find a way to get these players up to speed, then execution leads to winning results, right? So yeah.
Wait. Let me make sure that this is very evident in the screen. Okay. Wait. I got it. I'm trying to get them both on screen. It's hard because I'm sharing screen with some really good-looking guys, so I got all my fingers crossed as well. So we'll see. Hopefully it is.
We'll see.
And you know what? I'm old and I'm broke and I got a heart problem. And that's why people say for me not to quit screaming at Ruben, because I'm going to have a heart attack. But I'm still giving it patience of trying to see the big picture. Yeah. And as long as we see the big, now that's why I said, and I was with Sharif, because Sharif was so anti-Derek Carr from years, it's like car this, car suck, car. I said, okay, but no, you got to give him an offense. You got to give him a line. You got to give him receivers. You need the defense to get better. And last year, he said, Cap, you got me. This is the year. It's either you get it done or you're gone. I said, Sharif, I'm on that wagon. Derek Carr, show me something this year or you're gone. It was year 9. Yeah. And he didn't get it done. And I said, it's time to move on.
He needed to be great, and he unfortunately wasn't. I
agree.
It was
I
time
agree with that to a point. Yeah, like you said, it's time to move on. I agree with that to a point, except for when was it? Week 2, week 4, where Josh McDaniels said, you can't, no more calling at the line, no more changing the plays. You do the play I want you to do. That I didn't like. You know, why would you do that? How do you think Peyton Manning went to Denver? When Peyton Manning went to Denver, he was an elite quarterback, but he knew you know what I'm saying? He knew the game, and he knew how to call plays. He knew how to switch it up at the line of scrimmage.
Maybe Carr needed to channel his inner Gannon. I don't know if you've seen that video. Have you seen that video? I mean, I didn't watch Gannon live back in the day because I only started being a Raider fan back in 2009 is when I started to get invested. But I have seen the footage of, I don't know if you've seen it, you know, when Gruden was trying to call out a play and Gannon was literally pointing at him and saying, hey, F you.
Yes.
You see that?
Well, footage? He did that. The game after Carr cried in the press conference, he came out the next game and they won. And like I said back then, I'm like, Carr ain't talking about players. He's talking about coaches, you know. But he didn't do that. I wish he would have, though.
Yeah. But for me, like, you know, look, I was always a believer in Carr. I always supported him. And now that the dust is settled on us, you know, we've moved on. Like, I wish him the best. And for me, I'm always going to look back and appreciate him for the good things that he was able to do, rather than some people will look at it how it ended and want to, you know, remember him for, you know, how it turned out in the end. I don't want to do that. But like at the same time, it was time for us to move in a different direction. And hopefully in the long run it pans out. I mean, I'm just going to wait and see how it goes. I mean, I'm not like, again, I'm not sold on this coaching staff. I haven't been since they're hiring, but I'm going to give them a chance. I'm going to try and stay patient. And also, you know, to me, it seems more clear that we are going through a rebuild with how it's going with free agency, and we're going to try and build through the draft this year and next year. This is going to take time. This is going to take 2 years at least. And, you know, if this is a rebuild, we're going to be in for a very rough ride. So I hope you guys buckle up and don't be surprised if we go 4-13, 5-12, because, you know, as much as it's disappointing for me, in the long run, maybe this is what we need to go through in order for us to be better on the other side of it. But we'll have to wait and see.
I would like to think that we're going to win at least one more game, or even get our 6. I would like to see, because remember, Gruden was 8-8 2 years in a row, and that last 8 that he won in Kansas City, and it was Darryl Russell that said, "If we ain't going to the playoffs, you ain't going to the playoffs either." And that win inspired that team to get to 12-4 the next year to get them into the playoffs. So
but remember, okay, sorry.
I was going to say, I'm aspiring to at least get back to the level that we were last year, and then you build on that. But even if you're a 6-11, hopefully you're seeing more positives. Maybe you're winning those one-score games instead of being 2-9 in one-score games. Maybe you're winning those one-score games and have a higher percentage in those one-score games. And oh, by the way, let's see a blowout win for once or twice.
Yeah, I would like that too.
Oh my God,
I would like. It's been too long since we had a complete annihilation. But like, just about what you were saying in regards to Gruden. I mean, remember Gruden's first year, he blew up the roster. Remember the Gruden purge? McDaniels, to be fair, and the new regime hasn't had a chance to do that. We tried to retool last year because we thought we were in a position where we could just do that. It wasn't necessary to rebuild, and we could go one better, two better than the season before. Unfortunately for us, it didn't pan out that way. Here we are. So if this is indeed going to be a complete rebuild, then this is the year where the roster looks like it's blowing up a little. And I just hope that it's going to turn up for the better in the long run. But I'm just saying, like, if this is indeed going to be a rebuilding year where we're going to lean more towards our draft and next season, buckle up. It's going to be a rough ride, but hopefully it turns out for the better on the other side. Right?
Well, one thing you said, Afakasi, that kind of struck me and made me think a little bit is when you said, hey, it was time to move on from Carr, but the way you said it, basically, like you said, like you get rid of John Gruden, got just cleaned house, But what made me kind of like what stuck out about that was, yeah, we had to move on from Carr, even if he was elite or whatever. Like the fan base, like it. I don't know why, but there was a huge divide, you know what I'm saying? So now that that's gone, it may take us a season, like we may all, but you know what? Next year, we need to come back together. I don't know what divided us about Carr. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I thought it was about and everybody's talking about, oh, it's all about the Raiders. You're in love with Derek Carr, but yet a year ago, all you guys was talking about, you hated Derek Carr. So you can't have it both ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, stop making it about Derek Carr being me. You know what I'm saying? And so, we needed, let's get away from that and let's get back to the Raiders. I just, let's see what McDaniels does. And after this season, or you know what, maybe next season, but if he keeps on doing the stuff that I just don't agree with, as far as like getting rid of people and signing people, like I don't have faith in him. I think he's lost the locker room. Josh Jacobs keeps tweeting like, are you for real? This is shit. Adams is like, seriously, like, I don't know.
These guys aren't going to be happy if it is going to be a rebuild. Then, of course, guys like Jacobs, guys like Devontae, who are in the primes of their career, guys like Crosby, they're not going to be happy with it. You know what I mean? And I get that. I wouldn't be happy if I was in their position either, especially Jacobs getting franchise tagged after having such an elite season. I mean, from a business standpoint, crazy. I get it. We made the right move as an organization, but for Josh Jacobs as a player, I'd be super heated. You know what I mean? This is my best chance to make as much money as I can to secure my future, and I did my part, and now I'm only going to have to settle for a 1-year contract, and after that, like, if something happens to me this year, I've got nothing. Like I'm left out on a limb and possibly, getting scraps or chip change as my next contract. You know what I mean? But I was going to say something else before, but I forgot.
It's all good, man.
I really haven't said much this because I wanted you guys to actually talk. I've gone over 2 hours, but so I'm not going to be able to replay this on another night, but that's okay. I wanted you guys to talk. So there you go.
Thanks, Captain J.
Sorry, Captain.
And as soon as I say that, you guys shut up. Come on, what's going on here?
So I was going to say something.
Like you made me feel bad, Captain.
What were we talking about before we went off about Jacobs and Devontae?
Well, it was the rebuild, and the guys are not going to be happy if they know that they were going to a team that had been a playoff team. And like I said, and that's why I was arguing with Ruben and actually Jack too. With Jack, you weren't here for that, Bagazi, but Jack's like, but friggin' Rich Bisaccia had him in the playoffs, and McDaniels took a playoff team and destroyed it. I said, remember, when Rich Bisaccia was the coach, he had a team that was, 6-2 or 7-2 in one-score games. We got in by the skin of our chinny chin chin that year because we won those one-score games. Last year, it flipped the switch. We lost all those one-score games. That's why I said this team needs to show, first off, that it can be on the plus side of one-score games. That's the first thing it has to see. But how many games did we win last year that was over 10 points? I think the Texans game was the only one, and I might be mistaken, but I think the Texans game was the only game that was a plus 10. I think so. And by the way, it took a pick six to do it, and I missed the pick six because I was walking from one section of Vegas to another section back to my original seats, right? And I missed it. And I'm like, how the hell did we get? Because I missed the pick six.
Oh,
right?
man.
That's right. I remember what I was going to say, Diesel. Just bringing it back to, you were talking about like how there was a divide with Derek Carr. I mean, do you remember at one point in time we were all united? And what was the reason we were all united? It was the season we were winning. That was 2016, right?
Yeah.
Now, if we can get back to winning, that's going to unite us. You know what I mean? Especially at quarterback. And it looks like whatever direction we go with Jimmy G, or if he fails his physical, whatever it is, punch it in. We're drafting a quarterback this year. And it's going to come a time when this new quarterback, we're gonna put him in, see what he can do. I hope that he's the guy who leads us into the future, into a successful future at that, and can unite the fan base, like you were talking about, how like there was such a divide. I mean, if he's the guy and we're winning, then there's no reason for a divide, right? We're all going to be united and hopefully celebrating a
100%.
a new and successful tenure with the Raiders. Something that I haven't seen in my time as a fan, but only time will tell, I guess. Only time will tell.
You are 100%, but here's the thing that I'm looking at, because I look 2-3 steps ahead. I'm looking at, we're probably trading back and not getting a quarterback this year.
No,
Like,
I think no.
There's
I think
4 quarterbacks.
I think we might trade back at 7 for more picks, but I really think that we're going to get a quarterback in 2 or 3, and I think it's going to be the guys that it might be Hooker, it might be McKee, it might be Tune, it might be Haney, the kid from Fresno State. We're going to get a quarterback.
We're definitely going to get one. I think we'll get one round 1, but even if we don't get one round 1, book it in, like round 2, round 3, whatever it may be. We're going to take a flyer on a quarterback, and it's about time we take a flyer on a quarterback during the draft process. Something we haven't done. I mean, outside of Connor Cook in the last decade and a bit. Has there been anybody else?
Exactly. I actually had high hopes for Connor too.
Tyler Wilson, a guy who didn't even make it past preseason. Outside of those guys, and Derek Carr, obviously.
About him.
Yeah, exactly. You did exactly. Yeah. Who? You know what I mean? Like outside of those 4 guys,
that could be a tricky question. Who was the last quarterback? Because
the last 4 quarterbacks
Garbers
in the draft.
Unrestricted. Garbers was unrestricted. We actually put a pick on Wilson, right? Was it like a 7th round?
I think it was like a 4th. It was actually a 4th or 3rd round pick back in 2013. Was it 2013? Yes, it was a 2013 draft. I remember that because that was actually one of my first Raider content videos. I forgot about it until I went back and watched. Awesome. One of my first Raider content videos was recapping the 2013 draft class. And when I was watching back this video, first things first, I was like, wow, I sound like a blithering idiot. I don't know what I'm talking about. Maybe I still sound like that now. But, like I remember talking about Tyler Wilson. I was like, oh, that's right. We drafted that guy. And I just think back to preseason when he had such a noodle arm and it was that bad. He didn't even make it past preseason, didn't even make it to the practice squad, and I think he was out of the league.
Yeah, exactly.
By the way, I want to say while there's a quick break, and I appreciate your comment, I want to say thanks to Harry Sadatestes, who's a new commenter. Thank you for being in here, and Gilbert Batista. Thank you for being here. You guys are new to me, and again, if you've been here, I appreciate you popping in. And tell your friends, man. We want more people over here as well. And thank you for commenting. Go ahead, guys.
No, that's okay. Well, look, I might head on out. I mean, I don't want to take up too much of the time that you have left, and I know it's probably soon enough for you to wrap things up. You said you wanted to go at the 2-hour mark, so appreciate you having me on. Diesel, it's good to see you, my brother. Hopefully, see you in my chat feed soon, and you, Captain Jack. It's been a while since I've seen you in my live feed, so.
I gotta find it when I'm on. And they changed my work schedule. And I'm not on that later shift. And I trust me, I would love to get into it, but I can't have things put out on camera that they can use against me.
I know. In all seriousness, I get it. Life comes first. I'm just saying. It would be nice to see you guys, and anyone else in the chat feed. I see a lot of familiar names like Carlos. I saw Raf. Just scrolling through. GA Patriots, another one. But everybody, it's good to see you all and come together. And look, my final thought will be this: I'm not sold yet, once again, but hopefully, somehow, some way, it all works out in the end. Because at the end of the day, no matter how I feel about certain management or certain coaches or certain players, I just want to win. And if we can win in the future, and be better for the long run rather than the short term, then that's all that matters to me. So take care, gang. Raider Nation for life. Win, lose, or tie. Raider Nation.
And thank you for joining me, Avikazi. Hopefully, I will get a. There will be something that I can do to make that. Trust me,
it's all good, brother. It's all good. I get it. Life comes first. Anyway, salute, mate. Captain Diesel. Good to see you. All right, take care, gang. Peace.
Take care, partner. Thanks again. That's Avikazi. Go make sure you check out Avikazi's channel, and his other shipmate down in Australia is now he changed his channel name. Please put that up, Avikazi, if you can remember what your Aussie mate's he changed his channel, and I want to make sure get people. I see DB Cooper was in here. DB, thanks for being here. I've seen DB a couple times. It's great. It's great when you see people that are new or newer. Raiderman 81's in here. We had other people. I said, I am ready for tomorrow. Make sure, remember, everybody's Irish tomorrow. Make sure you wear green or you're going to get pinched. And I got a Reggie Jackson jersey with my name on. Well, actually, it's Reggie Jackson's name on it. And I'm wearing that, the Kelly Green, for St. Patrick's Day. And again, it's great to have people on here. Stidham could run the same offense that Carr couldn't. I wanted Jarrett Stidham, Harry. I wanted him. I was so pissed. That Jarrett Stidham signed with the Broncos. And that's probably one of the better signings that the Broncos had, because they know exactly what the playbook is in McDaniels.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, this is John Gruden all over again, 2002.
Right.
Instead of the head coach, it's the quarterback.
Exactly. So I want to see the changes. I want to, and like you said, I think Lafayette said that McDaniels will be gone this year. We'll see. I'm not a a mind reader. I'm not a fortune teller. If I was, I know what the lottery numbers would be, and I would definitely be a lot richer right now. Okay, I'm not, but I need to take. I'm an analyst. I need to take the analyst. Okay, and give me the facts, and I will take out the analyst and make decisions based on facts and based on feelings, okay, but mostly on facts and what I can project, because that's my job. That's what I do for a living.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like I said, that's why I love coming on. That's why I love Avikazi, man, and that's why I love you, Captain. Like, you get amped up, but so do I. But at the end of the day, like, salute Mike Sarah, thank you. Voices of reason, hey, do I like Derek Carr? Of course I do. Like, he literally led the Raiders from a 2-16 season to like in the playoffs for the first time in 20 years on his own back. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do. But, at the end of the day, listen, we're all Raiders. It is what it is, man. It's like people talking about Aaron Rodgers getting divorced from the Packers. Yo, we going through a messy divorce over here.
And I say this to people. I said, you can be negative about the Raiders. You can. I don't like. I try not to be.
Yeah, I try not to be.
Try not to be. And I'll say another thing as well is, and I admit this. I am saying it for all of the people that know. If you don't know, I dress up and I go to the games. Okay, and I am a persona. If you haven't figured that out yet, you're not very you missed a lot. So not that I have to, like I said, I don't suck dick for it, but I have to try to put on the positive spread of what a Raider fan should be. Okay, I got to try to see the positivity, and there is nothing harder. There is nothing harder than taking pictures with people after a game where we got our asses handed to us. Talk about taking pictures in New Orleans when we lost, what was it, 33-0? It was 33-0, right?
Yeah, it was bad.
And I had to I took pictures with everybody. And it's like, because I enjoy that. I like doing what I do, okay? I enjoy it. I enjoy the people and the portions of that, right? So I try to be as positive and as upbeat. I'm not gonna be non-factual like Ruben was saying. You talked about McDaniels as the resume as an offensive coordinator. I said yes, he has got a great resume as an offensive coordinator. His resume as a head coach right now is not the greatest. Why? Because it's facts.
Mm-hmm.
And Derek Carr is not a winner. Facts. Because he has a losing record. Now, I know that's not all on him, but factually,
yeah, absolutely,
you got to look at it. He's a loser factually.
Yeah,
he's going to be great in New Orleans, but you know what? I'm not a New Orleans Saints fan. I'm not. And if you guys want to follow him, go ahead. If you want to follow Darren Waller, be a Giants fan. But the last time I looked, I wear this.
Yeah, 100%. And I will say this, and because, like I said, I've stayed away because I didn't want to, just spew, what, you guys do not want to, listen to the shit that's going inside of my head. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know what? I don't want to divide nobody. So I'm just I'm going to sit in the background for a little bit. But I will. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm calmed down a little now. But when it comes to Derek Carr, whatever, dude. Like you said, man, hey, we're the Raiders, bro. When you say he's got a winning record, yeah, he's 70% wins. I think he's one of the best as far as win percentage. But where's his defense? He's had I think the worst defense he's ever had is number 7, I think, in the league.
Oh, probably his best defense, right? You mean?
No, I'm talking about Church Boy. And I say Church Boy, and of course you think of Derek Carr, but the GQ model. Fucking Garoppolo.
Yeah.
I think
that's Jimmy Pornstar, man.
I was gonna say, dude, it's so funny, watching.
Yeah,
it's so crazy watching.
If you looked like Jimmy Garoppolo, my God, you would have. And we have ladies in here, so I gotta try to keep it.
Well, that's the thing, Captain. Hold on.
There would be young ladies dropping drawers at his site. That's great, right?
I literally watched a YouTube clip of ESPN or something, right? And the girl on there was as soon as she's walking in, she's literally on fucking live television and shit. She's the the host, and she's like fanning herself and shit. I'm like, what the fuck? Exactly.
Oh,
yeah.
That's right.
I'm like, man, our shit is turned into TikTok. And I didn't mean to cuss, but I think you said like a while ago that it ran past the time.
At least one. But you know what? My boss is going to get on my ass for that.
Right.
Because I'm trying not to. But,
I'm sorry, brother.
But hey, I'm gonna. Hey,
it's been awesome.
Over to Vin, aka the voice of God, aka JT. Your thought now. I'm gonna ask you a question, and I'm gonna ask everybody else this question that's in the chat. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask this. Who do you project? Who do you project to be the backup quarterback? Will the Raiders sign somebody else? I saw that Gardner Minshew went to the Colts. I would have loved to have Gardner Minshew as a backup quarterback. I am on record saying that because he was out there. I said, yeah, and he signed with the Colts. I'm like, I wanted him as a backup. You don't know the system, though. But who do you project is going to be the backup quarterback behind Jimmy G? Because Jimmy G is going to get signed eventually. His contract's going to get worked out. But is the number 2 quarterback going to be the draft pick? I think Matt said it was the draft pick. Matt's saying draft the backup. Yeah, they're going to draft the backup. But who do you say is there you go. And you know what? A Patriot fan was giving me hell the other day. Well, remember, you need some other guys to be on your team. Brian Hoyer's available, and don't laugh. That might happen. Brian Hoyer might be the guy. Okay, so we'll see. But honestly, the draft pick shouldn't be the backup quarterback. It's got to be somebody else. JT, who do you want to see as and because again the backup quarterback is up in the air, but who do you say will be the draft pick? Who do you want to be the draft pick? Because I don't think it's going to be Will Levis. It's not going to be AR-15. It might be Hendon Hooker. It might right away says Tim Tebow. Oh God, no. And I'm a Gator. I don't want Richard Simmons. Yeah, I'm a Gator and I don't want that. But who's going to be the guy that we draft? That's what I want to see. Go ahead. What's your take on that there, JT?
Honestly, man, and like I said before, I really don't pay attention to college football. I don't even pay attention to the NFL. Like I told everybody, like I'm not a football fan. Like I don't watch football to watch football. Yeah. Like if the Raiders don't play, I don't watch it. But when the Raiders play, like it gets my endorphins going. Like I want to, you know what I'm saying? So I don't watch college and I have no idea. I'm guessing maybe Tanner McKee, but who do I want as quarterback? Lamar Jackson.
Ooh,
I want them to drop Jimmy G and get Lamar. You know, I think that, or put Jimmy G on the back burner for Lamar and make Jimmy G the backup quarterback.
That's a lot of money for 2 quarterbacks. So remember, we need defense there, JT.
No, I know.
Yeah,
but we got what, 12 picks? We got 12 picks, right?
Yeah, but you're gonna start 10 rookies on defense.
Right.
Seriously, you're gonna start 10 rookies on defense because you figure 2 of those picks are going to be, one of them's going to be for another offensive lineman, either a guard or a tackle, and one of them's going to be for a tight end because we lost. So there's 2 offensive picks. I don't think we're going to go receiver because we picked up Dorsett and we picked up what do you call it? The other kid from the Patriots. I don't think we're going to,
Yeah. No, I don't either.
Yeah, but 10 rookie. I'm going to say a dirty word here. Kansas City did well with their draft picks last year. They had like 3 or 4 rookies start on that defense. 3 or 4 rookies started on their defense, and they won a Super Bowl. And that's why they got Frank Clark, though.
The only reason, because I did a little like looking at college QBs, but like Tanner, like he's got a strong arm, dude. You know what I'm saying? He's got a, like, I don't know. He's tall, like, I don't know. Maybe. But like I said, I don't think, unless we go up and get, I think there's going to be 4 quarterbacks going in the top 5, top 6.
Yeah, there's going to be at least 3. There's going to be at least 3. That's why I said if the guy you want at 7 isn't there, and it's not, and like I said, Carter's draft stock dropped a little today because he wasn't prepared for his pro day. He's probably going to be there at 7. I really think so. Do you want to put your money on a guy that didn't want to do enough for his pro day because he didn't want to go to a team up top? That might have been what he wanted, but he actually dropped his value. So
absolutely. Raider man, you're right, brother.
I'd take him on game film though.
Yeah. Raider man, you're right. You know, this regime he wants fully guaranteed. We don't want that. No. You know, absolutely not. I get it.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, like, if I was to, like, wish. But hey, salute, man. Thank you for having me on. Sorry for going, way over.
Okay. The only thing is that if it goes over 2 hours, I can't use this as a replay another day. But gotcha. I wanted to get you and Avakazi on, so I went over the 2 hours. That's why I had the 2 hour time limit, guys. If you guys are wondering why I keep it at 2, is if it's under 2 hours, I can book this and I can use it another time if I needed a show. That's why I keep it at 2. If you guys are wondering why I don't go longer, but that's the main reason why.
Hey, well, thank you for explaining that because I had no idea. I'm like,
that's the reason why.
Gotcha.
Because I lost at the end of 2 hours, I lose my Roku audience, which means technically at 2:00:01, I can cuss my ass off.
Gotcha.
Because Roku drops as a channel because it's only a 2 hour time slot. The other thing is that for StreamYard, which I use StreamYard, if it's under 2 hours, I can use this another day in case I need a show. That's why I keep it at 2 hours. So if you guys didn't know that, now you understand why I keep it at 2 hours. Plus, I need to go to bed. Damn it.
But don't you keep it recording on YouTube? Like, can't you just upload it?
But the StreamYard recording, I can't use.
Oh, gotcha.
And I can't replay it another time. That's why I did it.
Salute to everybody in the chat, man. Thank you guys for popping off. Thank you, Harry. Thank you, GA. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Captain. Hey, I always love you, man. Thank you, Afakasi, my brother.
Yeah.
I'm glad you had us on, man. I ain't been on in a while. Like I said, I didn't want to be too negative to the nation,
I get it, but it's like I gotta try to be more positive because again, people expect that from me.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say anything that's not true though. I'm not gonna tell you wrong, but I'm gonna try to say I'm going to try to be positive about things because again, they can't say, well, Captain Jack is a negative Nelly asshole.
Right. And that's the thing. That's the thing that I'm not used to because like I said, I used to run Dell Computers and T-Mobile as a call center manager. So I'm like, everybody's like, man, you're always positive. And I'm like, no, I'm not, dude. And like, I'm so miserable in my own life. You know what I'm saying? But misery, the same thing as positivity. Like it's infectious. So why don't I be positive? So I want to infect people. I want to smile, and you know what I'm saying. So
yeah, that's it. Captain Raider again. I like AR-15.
Salute, brother.
I don't want to spend a bunch of time and a big contract on a quarterback that is not. He is not accurate. He's not. There you go. Oh, Harry's talking about the kid. Thank you there, JT, for popping. And and thank you there, voice of God, Vin Diesel, Satan, whatever. I love JT. Thanks again. We're going to get a tight end. I mean, the kid from Notre Dame is a beast. And Harry was talking about, Dalton Kincaid out of Utah? That'd be nice. But again, I'm not trying to blow smoke up your ass. I'm not trying to be the anti Debbie Downer. I'm not. But I'm trying to be analytical. I'm trying to be, real without being full of crap. So, thank you there. Like I said, I like Carter at 7. If you think his film speaks for himself, but make sure the kid doesn't have issues. Make sure the kid doesn't have issues. So again, it's been 2.5 hours, and I will be here Sunday. Last night's show, if you missed it, is going on Roku tomorrow. So the Wednesday show, if you got Roku and you want to watch Wild Wild West, goes, oh, there we go. Damn, Sharif. About time Sharif came in here. I was wondering where the hell you were. And I like a great defensive back as well. And Jimmy Farrell with the greatest segue I had. Say it with me. American Spring Football League. Say it with me. American Spring Football League. ASFL. ASFL. Say it. The Roku channel is it's NESSN, Northeast Streaming Sports Network, I believe. And you know what? I know it's on the channel. I've never seen the show on Roku, Georgia. So tell me if you can find it. Go to Roku. Go to Roku TV. We are on the Northeast Streaming. Now we're not because it stopped at 2 hours. I know they're going to talk to me about why I cussed. But oh well, I got to charge my phone too. Anyway, NESSN, I believe, is the Roku channel, Northeast Streaming Sports. Get over there and check and see if I'd love to hear what the Roku, how it is on Roku. Matty Bouchane's in here. Good to see you, buddy. There's my Browns fan. You guys are trying to copy the Belichick method? No. We'll see what happens, though. But I think it's funny. I think it's funny that the Bucs signed Baker Mayfield. Anyway, take care, everybody. Thanks for being here. We're at 2.5 hours. I'm going to stop it. Like, share. Please share this up. We went over. Oh shoot, I missed people in the private chat. Who was I going? Poor Edwin, he's done. It's been longer than I know. I do the thing. I should have timers, but I don't. But again, thank you for being here. Gonzalez at 7. Who's Gonzalez? Raider Man, who's Gonzalez? I don't know all the names. I'm sorry. Hopefully we'll have Jason Dean Hunter in for a draft show. That's my draft guy. Okay. Oh, okay. Anyway, take care. See you Sunday for the Ask Captain Jack show. More free agency, more March Madness. I'll tell you how the game was on Saturday, in actually 2 games on Saturday in Orlando. Oh, he's a corner. Okay. Oh, Gonzalez. Okay. Another top corner. Thanks, Jimmy. Like I said, I don't know. I know that the kid out of Illinois, I think it's Illinois, was the one that I was heard a lot about. That I didn't know about him. But again, thanks again. Gonzalez, another corner. Okay. Good evening, everybody. Y'all take care. Like, share, please. After the show, make your comments after the show. Take care, everybody. We'll see you Sunday. Witherspoon. There you go. Take care, everybody.